Hello everybody and welcome back to Gardens and Crystals with me, Wesley Peterson, and today I have a video for you all about lighting. Now this is not a plant tour video, this is not a video where I'm going to be talking about my plants per se. I'll probably name some names as we go around and things like that, but this is only about winter lighting of your plants from my experience and what I'm doing, and that is it. I'm not a professional, so whatever I tell you here is my experience and what I'm doing. You can see it as entertainment, or you can decide to do some of the same things as me, or you can do something else. But what I would really love is for you to write any comments down below with great suggestions of what I can do about winter lighting for my plants, because just like any of you out there, I have plants that are struggling. I have plants that are failing, and I have plants that are just doing brilliantly. So I have a mixture of everything. We all have, amateur or professional, we're all going to have problems with our plants during the winter if we don't have enough light. Now the room I'm in now is lit up, but my indoor terrace garden is very low light. So I have to have a lot of lamps now. So I've started getting different types. I have grow lights on the floor that have this red glow, so it has a high spectrum of colour. I have some of these mood lights, nice lights for us in the evenings. So when the grow lights go off, because I have timers on my lights as well, when the grow lights go off, I still have lovely, calm glows of colour with the other lamps in the evening. And I've bought some lamp posts with 3 lamps on them. And I want to show you those today because those I think are brilliant because they reach more plants in one go. What you need to do is have plenty of lamps around, and they need to be close enough to your plants so that they can appreciate the light. If they're too far away or you just have one lamp, it's not going to be enough for all your plants. They need to be quite close to your plants for them to really appreciate the spectrums of colours that are coming out of them to help them. And I have found from my experience that normal LED lights work, and other kinds of bulbs and grow lights mixed together. My experience is mix different types of lamps together. That way you can make sure that your plants are going to get at least something good out of it. I've heard from many people now, and I've seen many videos now about grow lights not working unless they're really close to your plants, and LED lights that aren't grow lights working fantastically for your plants, and other types of bulbs working fantastically, and other grow lights working great if they're close to your plant. So there's a whole mixture of information going on out there, and none of us, including me, knows what's right, knows what's wrong. So I'm just saying, what I'm going to do here is have a mix, because that way I can see how my plants react. And from my experience so far with what I have, my plants are really, really happy. The only problems I have is that I have no lamps on the ceiling, so my plants aren't getting light from above. And light from above for plants is the most important because that's what it's like in nature. So they will grow up and their leaves will grow up and they will spread out and they will reach upwards, of course, when the light's coming from above. But when the light's coming down from below, like I have my grow lights on the floor, because of my situation of having no holes and having no one drilling in my ceiling, putting lights up here, many of my plants are reaching down towards the light, towards the grow lights. So I have a lot of these Gopertia and my Stromanthes and things like that, with their lovely long leaves that would be reaching out normally, folding in close and down to catch the light below them. So I want to get some lamps into this room so that they can start spreading out and looking beautiful again. They're looking like, oh, they're dry and they're tucked in and they're tired. It's basically because of the light. My plants, for the most part, are getting the water they need. I do miss some now and again, like everyone does. So the humidity in my room is always around about 65–70% at the moment. At the moment, it's on at 65%. I do miss my plants a lot more now. When I feel like it, I have no set routine. I don't want to get into some routines, okay? That's too much for me. I miss my plants when I feel like it. I go and water my plants when I feel like it, okay? I go and I check them with my moisture gauge. I go and check them with my finger. I look at them. I let the plants tell me. Many of the plants start folding their leaves in certain ways so that you know that that plant needs water, or they'll start wilting so that you know they need water. And in this video, it's all about the light. And I know that my plants are struggling for light if they're reaching down towards other lights, if they're reaching to the side towards the window and they're getting long and leggy, and their leaves are turning yellow because they're not getting enough light to photosynthesize and produce food to live. So they're struggling. So, more lights. So now what I want to show you today is a wonderful lamp that I found in IKEA. And IKEA has so many wonderful things for plants. I have white cover pots, I have lamps, I have bulbs, I have all sorts of stuff from IKEA. Great place to go and get yourself some cheap stuff. This is not an advertisement, people. I'm just saying I love IKEA's things for plants. Well, I love IKEA's things actually. This is the lamp that I'm going to be showing you today. It is called Hector. So you can go and find this lamp in IKEA, anywhere online. It's called Hector and it is fantastic because it's one lamppost and it has 3 separate lamps on it that you can turn and twist and swivel any which way you need to be able to reach as many plants as possible. So it's so wonderful. And look how I have it. I have one down here because I have my 2 stromanthus here. This is my Stromanthi Magic Star, and underneath I have my Stromanthi Tricolour, and I also have some other philodendrons down here, and my Gopertia, and my Scindapsus, and all sorts of stuff going on. So that is reaching down under this bowl here, where there's not much light going on, and there are many plants down the bottom there that are appreciating that light. I have the middle light here facing towards my Scindapsus pictus exotica, which is racing up towards the ceiling, even though it's winter, and it's doing absolutely fantastic for me. I love it. And next to that, I have a lot of cuttings of absolutely beautiful and rare plants that I bought online. And so that's facing all those. And then I have the top lamp here facing directly down on top of my Stromanthi Thalia Magic Star. And that lamp also reaches over to my Epipremnum aureum gold in the corner, which is also racing up to the ceiling and crawling around and vining along now. So my plants, even though it's a very low light situation, many of my vining plants are doing fantastic. They are just throwing out leaves left, right and centre. Even my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma is just racing up. So I don't know if you can see very well because I have other lights on here to be able to do this video to start with here. But I have a grow light behind my Epipremnum aureum gold, behind that high pot there, which gives a lovely red glow around the bottom of that area that reaches around to all the plants that are snuggled in together down there. That is a far back corner in my room here. And the window is a northwest facing window. We have buildings on the other side, so I never get any direct light in here. It filters through at different times of the day, in different positions, depending on the season. So that is all the light I have. So that is way back. I mean, if we're talking meters here, it's 4 meters, around about 4 meters away from the window, okay, those plants. In the middle here, I have down the bottom a Christmas star light down there, which has a lovely cozy, one of these cozy lamps in it. That's more for our interest and to give us something nice to look at while we're sitting here in the evenings and the grow lights have gone out. But those plants are still appreciating that there's light down there filtering around and it is helping the plants. And over on the other side here, closer to the window, I do have a grow light behind my Monstera staniana albo variegata, which is racing up to the ceiling like no one's business at the moment. This plant, I bought down here 1 meter high. I've only had this plant 3 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, something like that. It has grown almost 2 meters. It's right up to my ceiling and the other vines are just coming out. It is going crazy. It's loving it. And it's still a low light situation. And next to that, I have another cozy lamp, just one of these cozy lights behind my philodendron pedatum. And that is also raising up to the ceiling. And I've actually cut lots of cuttings off the top of that because it hit the ceiling and I've taken cuttings. So these plants are doing great. I just want to say that, yes, we really do need to worry about the lighting of our plants in the winter. Yes, we're all going to have struggling plants, failing plants, trying to get our plants into positions where they can get light. But I'm telling you, try, experiment with all sorts of light. Don't go worrying yourself that you need to have a specific plant grow light, because many of these plant grow lights I have heard on videos and from people don't work much better than your normal LED. I'm not an expert, okay? Remember, I'm an amateur and I'm just going on my experience. LED lights that I get are working really well. And I'm just going to show you one of the lamps that I have in all of these lamp posts that I bought from IKEA. I just want to show you the lamp, the bulbs. So, this is called LED Air LED, and it's an A+ LED light, and it says it's 400 IM, 5.3 watts, 57 watt glow. Yeah, what else can I say about it? I mean, I don't know much about these kind of things. So basically, it's a 57 watt bulb. On the back, it says 50 to 60 hertz. Yeah, but basically, that's all I can tell you. So basically, these are the LED bulbs that I am using in my hectare lamps. And my plants seem to be happy with these, at least for now. So that's all I want to say about these bulbs, okay? I'm no expert. I'm just using these A+ LED bulbs that are 57 watts. And yeah, I think that is plenty bright enough for my plants because the bulbs are quite close. And my Stromanthe Thalia Magic Star has started lifting his leaves up towards the light. He was so tightly tucked in because he was reaching down for the grow lights on the ground underneath. And now he's all ready. I've only just put that lamp in there yesterday. And that's why I raced out and got myself some more of these lamps, because they work and I can see the bulbs are working on the plant because today he's reaching up and happy for the light. So now I'm going to be able to get that full effect of when my Stromanthes like bring all their leaves out during the day and they fold and tuck in again at night, like all these plants in the Marantaceae family do. So it's going to be wonderful. Instead of him just being like this, snuggling in, trying to get the light. Because otherwise my plant's really, really happy. It's got very, very little browning on it. So it's a happy plant. It's just trying to get the light. So just remember that if your plants are sucking themselves in or they're reaching out and all this and looking misshapen, it's because they're trying to find the light. Right, now, I just told you, that is the lamp I'm going to be working on. This is the box. I've got me 2 more hectare lamps. They're really heavy. They've got a really heavy foot, which is great because then when you put them in position, you know they're not going to topple over or anything like that. And the post is a good 2 meters tall, and you can always elevate that lamppost on something else, or a little table or chair or something if you need it to be higher to get your lamps up, and it's perfect. So I'm just going to show you me putting one of these lamps together. Typical IKEA, you've got to put it together. It's 3 pieces, just, you know, screw them all in together, very easy. I'll get them up and then I'll show you me putting them in place, and then I'm going to turn the light off in this room, but bear in mind, I do have the blinds closed, but anyway, it's quite dark outside, but I just want to show you how dark this room really is. And just with the few lamps I have now. Then I'll put the other ones in place and then I'll show you how much brighter it is with those. You probably still won't appreciate how the light is because it's never accurate to real life on camera, however you do it. So let's just get on with this. unpack this just to show you how to put it together and show you what you can go out and get. There are so many different types of lamps out there, people. And lamps are just, well, they've become one of my thing now as well. Because until this winter, I didn't really think about how much light I need for my plants. And now I'm just loving these lamps, and I'm loving the feeling of the light of these lamps all around. It makes me feel like it's summer. It makes me feel like I'm in an exotic place with plants all around me when it's dark outside and it's all bright in here. It really, really makes it so cozy. So lots of lamps are great for you and your health and your benefit, because they give you a positive energy being in the light. And then you can see your plants better. You can see the colors of your plants better. You can see their leaves, their foliage, and how they fit together, and all the details much more than them just being in this kind of dusky kind of light where you only see this half green effect. It's so nice. And of course, as I was saying before, it's really, really important for your plant's health. That's the most important thing. And another thing is, as I said, this is not a plant tour video, so I am only going to sweep around and show you the different lamps in the different areas. You will see the plants that are around. You're very welcome to write any comments below, any questions below, any ideas below. I would love this to be an interaction, because I need to learn about plant lighting just as much as all of you, okay? I am just using what I've found, and I'm experimenting and seeing how this works. And you may know some absolutely fantastic things, some professional things. But if you're on a budget, IKEA is fantastic. And I'm telling you, grow lights are so expensive, people. So if you've just got a couple of plants, or one where you're going to put a lovely grow light over it, fantastic, good for you. But if you've got a lot of plants, one grow light is not going to reach out to all your plants anyway, depending on their positioning and where they are, in contrast to other plants and how the light reflects. You're going to need more anyway, and they are expensive. So in this room, I have 3 grow lights. 3 grow lights, they were really expensive. And at the moment, I have 3 normal cozy lights. 4 actually, 4 normal cozy lights, one's not on. And then I have 2 of these Hector lamp posts with 3 lamps with LED lights in them, and I'm going to be putting 2 more. So I'm going to have 4 of these Hector lamp posts, each with 3 bulbs in them. So that in itself is 12 bulbs, 12 LED bulbs in this room for my plants, plus 3 grow lights, and plus 4 cozy lights. You can hear how many bulbs I've got going on in this room to keep these plants happy, and myself. Right, let's get unboxing this lamp, putting it together, or both of them, and getting them in place. So let me get this out of this box and get going, because oh, I can't wait to get some more lights in this room for my plants and for me. So you start off like this. You've got your 3 lamps that come like this. You have to place them face down on the floor. You've got your little instruction book if you need it. There's the second piece here. And then you're going to have your foot, which is really heavy. Oh, so that lamp, you know it's not going to go anywhere once you put it up. It's really heavy. So basically, oh, watch my plants down there. Get this box out of the way first. So the first thing you need to do with this Hector lamp is squeeze the first 2 top bits in. There are hacks, so you can see where you need to get this in to the right places. Let's have a little look. It can be a bit difficult to find the right one. But once you do, yep, then you twist it into place. There are 2 pointers that show you that you've got it in place. So that one's on now, quick and easy. Then there's another one here, bits of cardboard in between. Make sure you take those out. As you go along, pull the wiring through and get your second piece and just twist it into place. Quick and easy, just like this. Perfect. So now that's the first two pieces in place. You need those lamps, remember, to hold it up at the end here. So you can put the foot on, because the foot is very heavy and you need to have some height from the floor to get screwing this piece here into it. So take the plastic off the foot. Oh, throw that away. Get your foot. Remember to pull the wiring through again. You're going to have to support this bottom up at the same time as screwing it into place. And it's really difficult. It's heavy. So be careful how you go. Don't drop it or anything. And then just keep twisting as the lamp covers hold the rest of the lamppost up for you. Twist that all the way on. When you've got it down, perfect. When you've got it tight enough, you can lift up your lamp, and there we go. That's my new Hector lamp. Oh, looking great. Take the plastic off the coverings. Just like that. Isn't it satisfying doing anything you know that is going to benefit your plants and make them happy? So, next one. Out with that. And then I've got my 3 lamppost pieces. So now I just need to cut out my LED bulbs and place them in these lamps. And then this one is ready to be put in position. So now I can stand up again for this part. Just getting the lamps out of this plastic. Oh, there's always so much you need to cut up and get off and put together with these things. But the end result is always so nice. And you're always so satisfied that you did it yourself. So, first bulb going in. Perfect. And get that in here, in the third one. So now I have my 3 LED bulbs in this first lamp. Perfect. I'm just going to put this to the side now and put the other one together so I can get this all done and get on to the next phase of putting them all into place. So let's get this done. Oh, my plants are going to be so happy later, and us too. So that is my second Hector lamp put together just like that. Anyone would think I was a pro. But I'm not. I'm just an amateur hobby garden addict. And that's what it's all about, sharing fun and experiences with our houseplants. So now I just need to put the last 3 LED bulbs in, and I'm finished fixing these 2 wonderful lamps. So I've already packed out all my bulbs this time, just going to quickly get these in. And there we have it. Lights, camera and action, people. This is great. Now, I just can't wait to get these in place. And another good thing about them is they have a nice big base, so you could put a plant pot right on the bottom or a few. There's space for around 3. There's space for 4 small pots, 2 medium pots or whatever. And then you've got all these 6 lights to face towards all your different plants. This is just a fantastic lamp. And as I said, I have these LED lights that I got from IKEA. You can get any kind of bulbs that you want to that fit these lamps to go in them. You can get yourself grow lights, you can get yourself cool lights, you can get yourself LED lights, you can get all sorts of different types. I don't know the names, I don't know about all these lightings. I just know that some lighting for your plants is better than no lighting. So, and judging by the reaction of my lovely Stromanthe Thalia Magic Star, as I said, and my Trio Star, I know they like this light because they've lifted their leaves straight away. More and more as the day goes on as well. So I'm really happy about that. So right now, I just want to switch the light off from the cameras and just have the glow of the lamps that I already hear that are helping a few of the plants around, so that you understand why I had to go out and buy myself another couple of these lamps to get lighting round in other corners that aren't that well lit up. And hopefully you'll be able to see the difference, even though, as I said, it's not going to be the real reality of the situation. So there we go. This is how my room looks. Oh, the camera decided to turn on some lights itself, I can see. But you got to see for a minute. I'm just going to go off camera again and see if I can do this again. 1 minute. Okay, so if I stay in the corner like this, the camera won't detect me so easily and it won't brighten up itself. But behind me, you can see what my room is like from the middle of the afternoon, all evening, and basically most of the time during the winter. You can see those few lamps I have are glowing up beautifully and are giving a lovely radiant glow of light to a lot of the plants in those areas. But you can see the area behind me, that is closest to the window, and that area needs one of these lamps, so I have light radiating around there. And then I want another one of these lamps actually in front of my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, because I need light in the middle of the room as well. So that was just to give you a little look at how it looks in here. It's very cozy, it's very ambient. I really do enjoy it, and we do need more light now so that more plants can photosynthesize and stay healthy for this winter. So let me just switch all the lights back on and move plants around and put these lamps into place. So right, I'm now ready to get the first lamp into position. So I need to move some of the plants behind me over here out of the way. I have a really tall Scindapsus moonlight that I need to move, and my Monstera staniana alba variegata has reached all the way up to the ceiling. That will be staying in place. I've tied its stake up to the wire I have on the wall because it's not very stable. And well, yeah, I just need to move the plants in front out the way for a minute. I have an Alocasia amazonica down here. It's absolutely beautiful. And so I'll just move those and get this first lamp into place. If I just push it to the side, then I can pull this lamp into place. Oh, remember they're quite heavy in their base. Push that in where I want it to be. It's a little bit of fussing around trying to get it into the space where I want it to be, but it will of course be wonderful in the end. So I'm just going to quickly turn on all of these bulbs and see how that looks and how much light it's giving to the few plants around in that area. So while trying to get my lamps into the correct position, I have two dilemmas. We have our chair over on the back wall, and when we're sitting there, of course we don't want bright light in our eyes. So I'm trying to put the lamps in positions where I can't see the bulbs directly, so that we can enjoy the light and the plants can enjoy the light and it's not in our eyes. And that's also okay because, as I said, these are swivel lamps. So now I need to move some of my plants around because I can see that my Scindapsus pictus moonlight here is going to have to stay in the forefront here to have space. And then I have a big gap behind. So there I need to find something to put in there, which is going to be very happy being under the light there. And for now, I'm going to put this little guy under there. This is my Philodendron silver sword. It's in a very small pot, doesn't take up much space, and it will fit perfectly behind the back there. So I'm going to put that in there for now. This plant is growing and getting new leaves, lots of new leaves, so it's going to be very happy under that light. That's wonderful, that filled out that gap nicely. Now I have a space in the bottom at the front that I'd like to put something just to fill it out a bit more. And there I'm thinking of putting this beautiful little Tenanthe Burley Marksii ambergris. So that's cute, and it can fill out the gap here and also get light. Beautiful. And now I have a problem because I need to find more space for my lovely Alocasia amazonica here that's doing so well for me and still getting lovely new leaves. So I'm just going to leave it on the floor there for now until I figure everything else out. Okay, so now I need to reposition my camera because I have my other lamp that I'm going to be putting right beside me here. So now to sort out this lamp, I need to just move some of the plants I have down behind my sofa on the floor here. You can't see them, but I have a few plants here that are really struggling and they are actually starting to fail. It's so upsetting because I've been so happy about them. The first one is okay, and that is my Gopertia worswiesii. This plant is still doing pretty okay for me. Of course, there are some browning tips and brownie spots around, but for the most part, this plant is absolutely wonderful. But as you can see, now look at the shape of the leaves. They're all sucked in, hanging down. This is not because my plant needs water. I've just watered my plants, and I've just watered this plant all the way through. This plant is hanging down like this because I have a grow light behind my Raphidophora tetrasperma on the floor, and I have just one of these cozy glow lamps in a lamp that I've only just put down by the side of this plant. So because all the light is coming from below the leaves or beside the leaves, they're hanging down so that this plant can try and get the light on the top sides of its leaves because it doesn't really need the light on the bottom sides. And in fact, the bottom sides of the leaves on these plants are burgundy because the light comes from the top, filters through the canopy in the rainforest where these come from, and it doesn't just want the light to filter through the leaves directly to the forest floor. So it tries to retain the light on the surface of the leaf, and that's why this plant is folding its leaves down. But it's doing really well for me, as you can see. So some light above, and he will start lifting his wonderful leaves up again. Now the next plant I want to show you is not doing so well. This plant was looking lovely and lush when I first got it a few months ago. This is a Gopertia lepidina, and it's starting to thin out. It's starting to produce very small leaves. And well, the leaves that are big are still lovely and green and have this lovely light colour, and it still has the veining and texture. But I've had a lot of browning leaves on this plant that I've had to cut many off, and it's happening faster and faster now. So I think this plant needs more light, and we'll see how it goes, because I just think the winter with heating on, even though I have a humidifier here that's at 65% in the moment, and I do spray, I do mist my plants. It's very difficult for them during the winter months. You just can't help all your plants. They're going to struggle. And well, I will see how far this plant goes and if it can bounce back with some light above and next season. If not, then I know that I won't be getting another one of these plants because it will only survive for the lighter or summer seasons, and then it's going to fade away for the winter. So again, it's trial and error. You get certain plants, they look wonderful, they'll last for a while, and then when the dark winter comes, even if you have lamps and so forth, because of the heating situation, they will start to frazzle away. So we'll see how this guy does. I'm crossing my fingers because I do absolutely love this plant. So let's get this lovely lamp into place. It's going to be quite easy because I just need to put it in front of my plant. So that's not too bad. Right. So I just need to put the plug in at the back on the timer behind my pot here and pull the wiring around the back so you don't have to look at it all. So I'm just going to turn on all the lamps now. There we go. Perfect. So now I can just turn all these lamps around the ways that I want them to be. The middle one, I feel like I want to be facing my Raphidophora tetrasperma, but higher up, as as high as I can, which is here. So that's perfect. But I need to once again check that the light's not in my eyes when I'm sitting in my chair. A little bit, so just a little bit lower down. So we'll put that there. Give a level light amount. Then I have the one down the bottom here, which is absolutely perfect for those plants that I'm going to be putting back down here at the bottom, behind the sofa, where it's very dark in the middle of the room at the moment. So at last, these plants are going to get some light that they'll be able to appreciate. I want it a bit higher up so I can get the spectrum as far as possible along this sideway. So that's like that. So look, you can turn these to the sides or up and down. You've got nozzles on the sides here that you can just tweak, and then your lamp will be in a perfect place. And then I have this one lamp here, which I'm thinking I want to have facing up towards my shelves I have here, with plants on that also need light, and they're really in a dark situation because they're right at the back of the room in the spot that gets the least amount of light of all. And this lamp I'll only be having on when need be, when we're not sitting here and it's not disturbing us. But screw it up so it stays how I want it to be. Just like that. And now that will stay in position too. So that's another lamp in place. And these plants here in the middle now can get some decent light. So now I'm ready to put the last plants in place and move around some of my plants so I feel that everything is in the right position for now, and then I will take you in for a closer look of all my lamps. Only my lamps. Well, you'll see my plants, but I'm not talking about my plants. It's all about the lamps. So let's go and have a look at all these lamps. And there you have it. Look at that beautiful glow of colour. You can see this lovely, harmonious feeling of sitting here, relaxing with a nice drink and looking at all the wonderful plants in their different heights, all my vining plants that are just doing absolutely fantastically and have reached the ceiling and are vining along the wiring I have up along the walls already. All the lower lying plants now that are getting light directly on them, and the plants that are on the sideboard and on the tray, and all different heights. Now all the plants have a chance to get some kind of light. And I really do like the grow lights because they give this lovely pinkish glow, which is very calming and nice when it's behind high pots and it's not shining in your eyes because they're very strong. Then it's really nice. And that light on our white walls ricochets around and the rays can reach many different plants. And now with all the LED lights as well, and many of my plants in white cover pots, this also helps to reflect the light around the room. So in all, I just think this looks really, really cozy. It looks lovely and I feel really happy about the effect, and I'm so glad that I chose those lamps. They're wonderful. So I'm going to show you the other side of the room in the same ambience so you can get to see how big this indoor terrace garden is and how many plants I have going on. I'm not going into any detail really about any of these plants because, as I said, this is all about the lighting. Sometime next year in the spring, when everything starts looking better again, then I might do a plant tour in this room. But I'm not ready to do that yet because I still have lots of videos to post that I haven't managed to post yet. So I just think this looks absolutely wonderful. I feel like I'm in heaven. And now my camera's decided to turn on its own lights again, so you're not getting that same effect because it's trying to catch me in the middle of it all. But you can see this beautiful ambience behind me still. You can feel the wonderful glow, the wonderful effect, the energy that's being spread around this room with the plants and the lights and the crystals and everything I've got going on, and pictures. And we have our TV here so we can watch the TV, and there's just so much. And I can sit here on the grass, the mat that looks like a piece of grass. It really does feel like an indoor terrace garden. I am just loving the way this room is coming more and more together. There's always something more to be done. There's always something more to buy. There's always more plants to add, and there are sometimes plants to take out. But that's the way it is, and that's the way we want it, because that is what gives you happiness, a constant flow of things to do. So, I haven't counted the amount of lamps I've got in here, but you heard earlier, I have got a significant amount of lamps going on around here because I have no ceiling lamps. I just have these different types of lamps, and that's good because you can move them around and switch them around. So that's, as I said, that's very, very good. So another way of getting the rays of light in your room to be ricocheted around all over the place is get white cover pots for your plants. Most of my plants now are in some form of white cover pot because white reflects light, and you want light to be able to reflect around your plants. So these are two lovely pots that I also got in IKEA. This one's called Papaya and this one's called Muscat. And they come in different, well, this Muscat comes in many different sizes. I have them from the very large ones to the very small one, which I think is this one. And they just look wonderful, and the reflections of lights are wonderful as well. It feels very Christmassy in here at the moment. I don't know what you feel like, but I feel like it's a little winter wonderland, Christmassy grotto. And at the same time, when I'm sitting relaxing here and I'm looking at these glows, it feels like being somewhere like Thailand in a jungle with the plants around in this ambient glowing light. It just feels wonderful. I'm in heaven here. I keep sidetracking because I love it. It's just so lovely. And I know you all love your gardens, and I know that's why you're all gardening enthusiasts. And you that haven't created your garden yet, as I said, big or small, it doesn't matter about the size. Just one little windowsill with one little lamp, with a few plants is enough. And then if you have space, you could do more like this, and it could be any room. It could be your bathroom, it could be your kitchen, it could be your bedroom, it could be all of your rooms. It could easily end up being all of your rooms, I'm telling you, because once you start, it's hard to stop. I need to put these pots down actually, 1 minute. So, okay, what did I say? Lamps, great. White pots to reflect light. Doesn't have to be white. Any kind of color that is bright enough to reflect the light, or any kind of material that reflects light. It could be like silver pots, aluminium, anything like that, you know. But if you're using black or dark brown or dark blue and all this, that is not going to reflect the light as much. They're beautiful. I do love pots in those colors. I love all types of colors actually, but because I need to be practical at the same time and I want to increase the amount of light in my room, I'm just going for plain white here. That's just my preference. Everyone has their own preference, and every preference is right and fine. It's your space. You do what you want. I do what I want in my space. I am just sharing my experience. That's all. You don't have to listen to anything I'm saying and do it. You can just watch this as entertainment, or you can get some ideas and maybe want to experiment yourself. That's up to you. The risk is on you. My risk is on me. Right. The next thing you can do to increase the light in your room is put mirrors around. Now, I was thinking I'd like to get a nice long mirror to put behind this sideboard here to reflect light from that side of the room. And from the other side of the room, I wanted to maybe put another big mirror there to reflect light on that side. I do have a small mirror on the side by my window. I like that because when I look at that, when I'm sitting in the chairs, I can see my plants that are up on the shelves on the back wall that I don't see as often because I'm not sitting down looking that way. So I do have one mirror, but lots of mirrors around are really good for reflecting the light around your room. White pots, lamps of all types, and do the best you can with what you've got, basically. Let me see. Is there anything else for me to say? No, this video has gone on too long, as it is. It was only supposed to be, well, it wasn't supposed to be a short video, but it wasn't supposed to be a mega long video either. I just want to say that I'm putting this video up now. It's December. It's a time to start thinking about indoor plant light. I don't want to go and do any plant tours or anything like that because I have so many plants here that I haven't shown you on my videos yet because I'm way behind on all my videos. Way behind. So I have many videos that are going to be coming up that aren't including all these lamps and this light, because this video is coming out before all of those, because it needs to come out now when we're thinking about winter light for our plants. And then I will be carrying on with some of my other videos, and I plot in videos that fit in with the now, and some videos it's okay that they come out at different times because it's not as important with the timing, like unboxing videos or raiding the rack videos. I can wait for some of those, but this is important now. It's December and we are coming up to Christmas time, and it is getting very dark. We're getting very close to the darkest day of the year before everything starts turning around. So I wanted to get this out there to just help you get some ideas, to show you how wonderful it is with all this lighting of all these lamps, how it makes both me and my plants feel amazing, and where you can get some from that don't have to break the bank. And that was it. So I'm just going to show you the other side of the room in this ambient glow, and then I will take you in for a closer look at the lamps. So here you can see the ambience on the other side of our indoor terrace garden. This is the side on the other side of our sofa, where, as you can see, we have our TV and we sit and relax in here. So we have plants all the way around, and you can see my hector lamp in the middle of my grouping of plants over there. One facing my philodendron hederaceum, and one facing down towards my Dieffenbachia reflector, and the other one facing down towards my Alocasia sabrina. But there are many other plants down there as well, and they're all doing very well. And the vining plants, once again, have raced up to the ceiling and are vining along the wires I've put on the wall. So they're all doing really, really well. And I'll just take you in for a little closer look of the lamps here. There you go. That's how they look. And you can see there is a pinky glow on the wall, and that is because I have a grow light on the floor. You can see it there. So two types of lighting here. And I have the window just here. And as I said, there's a mirror to reflect some light. And then as we pan round, you can see the door into our indoor terrace garden. And then I have the other hector lamp here shining down on the Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. We go round and you can see my beautiful Epipremnum aureum golden and my Stromanthe thalia magic star under another hector lamp next to this beautiful Scindapsus pictus exotica. And on the side I have a lot of beautiful cuttings, and then another one of those hector lamps here which is facing my Monstera saniana alba variegata and my Philodendron pedatum. And as we go around here, you can see that is the positioning of the window. And we go all the way around and back towards where the TV is. If we focus on the TV, oh wow, there's something special on the TV. It's Gardens and Crystals. Wow, we have to go in and subscribe because those videos are just so exciting to see. And then we go back out and you can see again the rest of that side of the indoor terrace garden. And now actually the camera is showing more of the ambient glow that it is actually like in here rather than the extra white light. And as I said, it's hard to get the real sense of it on camera. But you can see now the lighting's much better for showing it. So now you've seen all the lighting and all the lamps that I have in our indoor terrace garden. And well, I will probably, maybe, I don't know if we need to get a couple more for over in this side, because down by the side of the sofa and on the floor there, I have my Monstera spur Peru, which is growing up very quickly up on this totem here as well. So I don't know if I need to get another light to go down there for that plant, but I can just turn the other lights around so they face that way. Anyway, so there we have it. You can see I have more lamps around in my indoor terrace garden at last. And I really hope this is going to help my plants through the winter, as it's going to help us with this extra light that just makes you feel good. I just want to turn off the camera lights again so you get the full effect of seeing more of these hectare lights around in this room on this side of the indoor terrace garden. So anyway, that is it for this video. I have nothing else to share with you for now. This was a video about how to arrange lighting in your space for your plants to help them through the winter months. This is my experience that I'm sharing with you, and I know you all have wonderful ideas of what to do and wonderful things to show. So please write your comments below, write your questions below, anything you have to say. Any ideas of any videos that you'd love me to record for you? I'd love to record videos that you want to see. So please let me know what you want to see. That will make me very happy, as it's an interaction with all of you guys out there. Thank you very much once again for watching Gardens and Crystals with me, Wesley Peterson. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know when my next video will be uploaded, and I will see you again very, very soon. Goodbye.